Good evening and welcome to your Friday, October 11, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government to clamp down on contract selling, unnecessary subcontracting, quarantine fisherman stabbed to death by brother-in-law, 21-year-old Venezuelan killed after driver fails to stop at intersection, mother who delivered stillbirth recalls unpleasant experience at New Amsterdam Hospital, and crematorium commissioned at Leguan Island. Now for the news in detail. Minister of Public Works Juan Egil has announced that the government will be clamping down on the practice of entities acquiring a government contract and then subcontracting it for another company to execute the works. Let's find out more from Michael Henry.
As the government continues to tighten up the procurement system, Public Works Minister Juan Egil has issued a warning to persons acquiring state contracts. He said the government would be on the lookout for contracting companies that subcontract their work after being issued monies to begin mobilization. The minister made these remarks during the recent award ceremony for $6.9 billion in contracts to 389 small contractors in Region 6.
Nobody is selling contract here, you know. So, I said, nice, buy me fingernails clean and so. And I just collect the contract and then I sing. And then I catch Uncle Freddy who like work hard. I say, what's gonna happen? I give you it, I get $4 million for me, you take the rest and finish the people road. You think we should allow that? No. You know why we can't allow that? When you take out what you think you should get, and you give Uncle Freddy the subcontract, two things wrong. You cheat the system because you know you weren't doing the work. And number two, with the money you give Uncle Freddy, he have a chip compromise and give a full quality road. If you are caught subcontracting, kabooch. What's kabooch? And let me tell you about this thing. You can't duck. Fish pull along the bait.
Meanwhile, Vice President Dr. Bar Jakdiu at the same event revealed that poor performances by contractors will result in them being blacklisted.
We just put you on a list and say they didn't do well on this project, they're never going to get another work again. The work you get here leaves room for you to make money, but don't think that it's a one-off thing. If you want to grow, we will provide you the opportunities for growth. But I expect you to do proper work.
The government has already issued warnings to the heads and accounting officers of public sector agencies in reaffirming government's commitment to enforcing strict compliance with procurement rules. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
With visitors' arrival continuing to surge in Guyana and a growing number of international airlines coming to operate here, government is looking at expanding the country's main port of entry, the Chedijagan International Airport. During an address in Parliament on Thursday, President Dr. Irfan Ali disclosed that government is also looking at building a new international airport at Letem in Region 9 to facilitate the growing number of visitors passing through the country. Here's a look at the head of state's announcement.
Visitor arrivals grew by almost 269% between 2020 and 2023. Our tourism vision targets 3 million persons passing through our economy by 2030. This is critically needed to utilize the services that both government and the private sector are investing in. We have welcomed 6 new airlines, including British Airways, United Airways, and Avianca. 238 tourism businesses and guides have been licensed. These major accomplishments emphasize our need for more infrastructure and human capacity building. We are bolstering capacity building with training, investment, mentoring, standardization, and regulations. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased also to say we are examining different proposals for the expansion of the Chedijagan International Airport to Terminal 2 and the expansion of aerodrome and possibility of a new international airport at Letem.
Meanwhile, with the aim of ensuring that pensioners continue to live in dignity and with respect after serving the country, the Guyana government has injected some $10 billion into the National Insurance Scheme to assist the elderly population. This was announced by President Dr. Irfan Ali during his address to the 12th Parliament on Thursday. According to the head of state, despite the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration having already invested massively in the welfare of the country's elderly population, it found that more must be done to further enhance their lives. Let's have a look.
Our government is committed to ensuring that our pensioners, who have given their best years in service to this country, can retire with the dignity and the respect they deserve. Not only have we increased the old age pension by 75%, but we have also invested in their personal welfare. We've invested in ensuring pensions are delivered in a timely manner with ease. These pensions are now payable through places of worship, post offices, MMG, direct bank deposits, and with deliveries to the hinterland, remote and rural communities directly in the villages. And where we have pensioners that are shut in, we're delivering it at home. This is what quality service must look like and feel like. 50% of our elderly benefit from a $30,000 per month electricity and water subsidies, which, by the way, was removed by the previous administration. Home-based care for elders provided by the Ministry of Health. Our elderly benefit also from the $17,000 voucher towards eye care. Mr. Speaker, 2030 and beyond for our elderly will require consideration of volunteer and mentorship program, senior entrepreneurship support, combating loneliness and social isolation, digital literacy programs, age-friendly communities, robotics and AI in elderly care, accessible digital services, so they too can be part and feel part of this transformation. To further support our pensioners and elderly, I wish now to make the following announcement. It will recall that we implemented earlier this year an increase in the minimum pension payable to pensions under the National Insurance Scheme from $35,000 to $43,000 monthly. However, in our interaction with communities across the country, especially pensioners and the elderly, we thought it necessary that we must and should do more. We recognize that a number of persons continue to face challenges accessing their benefits from the NIS. In order to address these, we have earmarked a sum of $10 billion as a one-off injection into the NIS to help address some of these challenges. The detail of which will be outlined in the 2025 budget. This, Mr. Speaker, would allow contributors who would not have met the requirement to benefit from an injection, a cash injection, that will support a better quality of living for them and allow them the opportunity of benefiting from their contribution.
Kelroy Williams reports that residents of Leguan Island in the Essequibo River now have easier access to a crematorium that was developed through funds from the Ramroop Foundation. Here is more.
The crematorium on Leguan Island was officially commissioned on Friday. Attending the ceremony was President Dr. Irfan Ali, who highlighted that the facility will play a major role in connecting the islands of Leguan and Wakenham.
We are going to build a landing pod outside of this facility on the water and one in Wakenham. So in this very short journey, this facility must also be available to our brothers and sisters in Wakenham so they can bring the dead from Wakenham to this facility also, so it will serve Leguan and Wakenham. We are talking about bridging these two islands, and every day I get text messages from residents of the two islands. Well, we are bridging this island in death and life.
The crematorium was funded by the Ramroop Foundation to the tune of some $30 million. Meanwhile, President Ali spoke about government's investment on the island.
This island was left in a wondrous place where investment was completely halted, because the thinking of the government then was the island and the population was not worth investing in, so the sea can eventually take the island. That is not a fairy tale story. That is a reality. The sea defenses were left abandoned. No investment, because there was no thinking of what the soil means to us, what agriculture means to us. The island was left on its own for self-existence. Today, over the last 4 years alone, we've invested more than $7 billion in this island.
Additionally, the president revealed that as of next year, residents will soon have access to cleaner energy.
By March next year, you will have a solar farm giving you electricity. So you will be in a position where your electricity will come from a renewable source. And one can look at this in a simplistic way. But this allows us now to develop some high-value crops, because the world is going in a direction in which they'll pay premium price for produce that are produced in areas with the lowest carbon footprint.
Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
Coming up, 7 men get bail for abduction of Joshua David, and pensioner dies after being knocked down by speeding car while crossing East Coast Demerara Road. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
The oil and gas industry is helping to transform safety standards across all sectors of Guyana. The government and industry leaders are pioneering safer offshore oil production with new legislation, updated policies, and state-of-the-art floating production, storage, and offloading vessels.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Electrical contractors, builders, and homeowners. When it comes to electricals, don't take chances. Invest in top quality electrical items from our electrical department at Gaffurs. We stock brands from the USA, Canada, and UK, such as Cooper Allied and Siemens. Get main and distribution circuit panels and breakers in various sizes. Electrical cables in sizes ranging from 1.5mm to 16mm in single core, flat, and ground flex. Surface and flush switches ranging from 1 gang to 6 gang. Also double pole switches from 20 amps to 45 amps. Outlets 13 amps to 20 amps, both surface and flush. Earth rods and clamps 6 inches to 10 inches. Also available are transformers, voltage regulators, and more. So for all your home and office and industrial electrical items, visit the Gaffurs location nearest you at Macdoom, Parika, Neems, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji, and
Feel Feeling lucky? With Digicel, you could be one of 4 lucky millionaires. That's right. Digicel is giving away millions. Top up with $1,000 or more, and you will be automatically entered into a draw for a chance to win $1 million weekly. Don't wait. Top up today, and you could be one of Digicel's 4 lucky millionaires. Top up now, and who knows, you might just hit the jackpot with Digicel. Digicel, the network for everyone,
Need quality electrical or hardware supplies for domestic, commercial, and industrial usage? Visit SPR Enterprise. We stock a wide variety of tools, transformers, connectors, cables, line hardware, and control products at competitive prices. Check us out for brands such as Square D, Eaton, Fluke, Klein, and 3M. We are located at 45 Brick Dam, Georgetown, or call us on 223-5699, 223-5687, or WhatsApp 639-7193. SPR Enterprise, your single source for quality electrical products.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A pensioner is now dead after he was knocked down by a speeding car whilst crossing the road at Liver Souvenir Public Road, East Coast, Demerara this morning. Dead is 85-year-old Stephen Correa, who resided in the same village. Police said at around 8 hours 30, the man was crossing the road when he was struck down by motorcar PAG 7093, which was being driven by a 58-year-old carpenter from Lebon Intention, East Coast, Demerara. As a result of the collision, the pedestrian fell onto the road surface and received injuries to his left hand, left ankle, and other parts of his body. He was picked up in a semi-conscious condition with the help of public-spirited citizens, placed in an ambulance and taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The car driver was arrested and placed into custody. We now tell you that a 21-year-old Venezuelan motorcyclist was killed in an accident in Georgetown after a motorcar driver failed to stop at an intersection. Luis Natera, who resided in Albertown, Georgetown, was riding a motorcycle accompanied by a female pillion rider, another Venezuelan national, at the time of the crash at around 20 hours 53 on Thursday. Police said the motorcyclist was proceeding south along Camp Street while the motorcar was proceeding east along Lamaha Street when the collision occurred at the intersection. Reports are that at the time, the motorcyclist had a flashing amber light while the car had a flashing red light. According to the police, the motorcar with registration number PAG 2470, which was being driven by a 19-year-old, failed to stop at the intersection. As a result of the collision, the motorcyclist and pillion rider were flung into the air and landed in an empty lot on the southeastern side of the intersection, where they received injuries to their bodies. An ambulance was summoned to the scene, and on arrival, EMTs picked up the pillion rider in a conscious condition and took her to the Georgetown Public Hospital's Accident and Emergency Unit, where she is being treated by doctors. The motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, the car driver has been served with a notice of intended prosecution. A breathalyzer test was conducted on the driver, and no trace of alcohol was found. Meanwhile, 7 men accused of abducting 24-year-old Joshua David, who remains missing, were jointly charged in the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Friday and granted $500,000 bail each. The defendants, Aaron Allen, Wayne Barker, Damian Barlow, Dwayne Griffith, Devontae Mars, Alpha Poole, and Osafa Peters, are alleged to have abducted David on September 26, 2024, on Main Street, Georgetown. Despite extensive searches in Buxton and Annandale, East Coast, Demerara, no trace of David has been found. During the court hearing, the men were not required to plea. The prosecution opposed bail, citing the seriousness of the case and raising concerns that David may have been murdered. However, the defense argued that the offense is bailable and carries a maximum penalty of 5 years. After considering both sides, Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty granted bail on the condition that the accused surrender their passports and report weekly to the police. The case has been adjourned to November 15, 2024. We now tell you that a Corentyne fisherman is now dead after he was allegedly stabbed by his brother-in-law. The incident occurred at a wake on Thursday night. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael has that story.
The murder occurred at about 21 hours on Monday at 4th Street, number 76 Village, Corentyne, during a wake. Dead is 22-year-old Michael Jackson, called Jr., of number 72 Village, Quarantine. He was stabbed to the back, allegedly by his brother-in-law. Jackson succumbed to his injuries at the Skeldon Hospital. According to Jackson's sister, Selena Gobin, she was on the bridge by the Wake House when her brother informed her what had transpired.
I get bored when going inside. He said, raise up his short. We check on his back that he get bored. When we check, me say, me see nothing. And he said, check on his side. And when we check on his side, there was a board. He said that how you feel dizzy, that you feel at the inside, you get inside bleeding. And then we take off this my son shirt and we put it on which side he get a board. And then he started to fall to front. And then he went and asked the neighbor. My sister asked the neighbor if they could carry hospital.
Sometime after he was taken to the Skeldon Hospital, family members were informed that he had passed away. Gobin said even though she was sitting on the bridge, she did not see or hear anything.
The street was full with people and it was loud music, so we didn't really hear nothing.
Police said the alleged suspect is a 27-year-old brother-in-law. Jackson's mother, Radhika Rajkumar, who was not at home at the time of the incident, said her son-in-law and her son had an ongoing feud dating back to February. She explained that her son-in-law lived with her, but her son didn't.
They said Terrence Moore Jr. And I'm carried to the hospital, that's it.
Did they say if there were an argument, what they were arguing about?
A couple days ago they had an argument. And they had a fight. And the fight started 7-7 and it ended up till here, so. And me didn't feel good, so me try to part them. Terrence had cutlass and Junior had wood and stuff. Take with the cutlass and stuff from Terrence and two cuss out Matthew and stuff. Both of them cuss one another. But they could do one of them. But Junior gone away. Junior come over by the Wake House and the other 2 days and me not see tell Terrence nothing. But what happened last night, I don't know.
The Evening News understands that a feud between Jackson and his brother-in-law stemmed over dirty clothing the suspect's children were wearing.
Me stop my son from coming here. We put you out from here because of the same problem. They just go on for me too. Senior used to live here. He's in 72. When he come, he just come across and he just come over here, but me don't speak to him. Because he just go on for me. I don't talk to him.
The suspect has since gone into hiding.
And I want justice. If the brother-in-law have to go to jail, I'm not concerned.
Investigations are ongoing. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Bar Jagdeo, has questioned the current hullabaloo over the move by President Dr. Irfan Ali to appoint Acting Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hicken, as the substantive top cop. Jagdeo contended that a similar move was made by the former David Granger administration. Michael Henry reports.
During his weekly press conference on Thursday, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party and the country's Vice President, Dr. Bar Jagdeo, was asked for his opinion on the move by President Dr. Irfan Ali to appoint Acting Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken as the substantive top cop. Jagdeo explained that he has been assured that the President has acted in conformity with the law and the Constitution. In this regard, he said the Attorney General Anil Nandlal has been advised to ensure more is done to sensitize the public of the process involved in order to dispel misinformation from the opposition.
I asked the Attorney General today, I said to him, you have to get more information because people may be questioning the lawfulness of it, not whether the President has the power to appoint, but whether we have complied with the process. And so he assured me that we've complied with the process to get the extension done, and then also the process to have the confirmation also done.
The Attorney General has already explained that the Constitution provides for meaningful consultation between the President and the opposition leader, not an agreement. Against this backdrop, Nandlal had contended that the requirements of the Constitution were fulfilled, since opposition leader Aubrey Norton had been consulted by President Dr. Irfan Ali on the subject. In fact, Jagdeo during his press conference recalled that during the APNU AFC administration, former President David Granger had appointed Leslie James as the police commissioner in front of senior officer David Ramnarine. Jagdeo reminded that he, as opposition leader, never gave his agreement but was only consulted.
I recall when Granger invited me as leader of the opposition to deal with the commissioner of police and also 4 deputies. At that time, Ramnarine was the acting commissioner. He didn't even include him in the 4 deputies or confirm him as commissioner of police. But he had the right as president. He consulted with me. I expressed my view. I said that the one Indo-Guyanese you have here among the group, and you're not going to give him, you're not confirming him or giving him a top post. And he ignored that, and he went ahead and appointed, and it was lawfully done. He appointed 5 persons. So why are they making this big noise now? We are confirming Hickens.
Hicken was appointed to act in the capacity of police commissioner in March 2022. However, on July 22, 2023, Hicken turned 55 years, the age of retirement in the police force. Nevertheless, his tenure was extended by the president. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
A 36-year-old woman who delivered a stillbirth at the New Amsterdam Hospital is recalling the unpleasant experience she received at the public health institution. Andrew Carmichael reports that the woman hopes her story results in serious reforms at the facility. Here is the story.
36-year-old Jahodra Singh of number 36 Village, Quarantine, Region 6, had the baby removed from her 3 days after it was disclosed that it was dead. Singh, a mother of a teenage daughter, was attending a high-risk clinic at the New Amsterdam Hospital during her pregnancy. On October 7th, she had a clinic appointment. There, she was told that a heartbeat of the unborn child was not being detected and such an ultrasound was ordered. The ultrasound revealed that the infant was dead. As such, the woman was admitted as a patient to have the dead fetus removed from her. At the time, she was already over 8 months pregnant. In fact, the baby was due to be born later this month. On October 8th, the woman was taken to the labor room.
She took my tube and I put them up in me. And I said I'm going to put water in it to swell it a little bit to get the baby to come down because the baby died in me. Why is I putting this tube now? This thing was painful. And I screaming a lot when this pain was there. Why isn't doing this?
According to Singh, at about 18 hours, a tablet was inserted to her to induce labor, and about 23 hours, the process was repeated.
For about 1 o'clock in the next morning, take out the tube. Yeah. They take out the tube, and she pushed her whole hand inside me, her whole wrist got up into me. And I was like screaming. When I screaming, she tell me, open my leg. That they got to help me to get the baby out. That the baby died. And it makes sense me go, and the baby not big, you say. So it makes sense me go to eat everything. So that they help me to get out the baby. And I was bleeding a lot. And pain, me get lots of pain. Then 6 o'clock, about 6 o'clock towards the morning, come again. And she inserts the next tablet into me. That is the 3rd one. She inserts the spill now. When I get up, I see enough blood from the bed. So I say like, maybe by they put the hand and then when I put the hand now in me, them get the hand like this, I turn them like this in me. I don't know that's why. But when she turned her hand like this, I was feeling lots of pain. And pain now, I scream.
Singh, in recounting her ordeal, said she was told that it was a small baby and she did not need to go to the operating theater to have a cesarean section. Singh said she informed the doctor that she could not deliver the baby through a normal procedure and needed to have a cesarean section, noting that this was done in the past for her daughter, who is now 16 years old.
Whether if the baby dead or not, me can't bring baby legs. I do C-section. My first child, I do C-section for. And Doctor said, I gotta C-section again. So why are you doing this? He said, because the baby not big, me could push out the baby. I didn't say nothing after them harass me and holler upon me.
However, at 9:30 hours on October 9th, another doctor came to her bedside, and after checking her, he told her that he was going to take her to the operating theater to deliver the baby by way of a cesarean section. The grieving mother said she was told and shown that her baby was a girl. She named the child Mohani Devi Singh. The child's cause of death was given as insufficient placenta due to high blood pressure. Meanwhile, not blaming the hospital for the child's death, the woman says she hopes no one else would have to endure the unpleasant experience as she did. The woman said hospital staff needs to treat patients, especially those going through traumatic and sad experiences, with more care and consideration. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
The fire that caused massive destruction on Puruni Landing in Region 7 originated from a fuel station, according to preliminary investigations from the Guyana Fire Service. The fire, which destroyed some 15 buildings, including several business establishments, had erupted on Wednesday morning. According to the Fire Service, it is suspected that the fire was triggered by a faulty fuel pump. In a statement, the GFS said workers at the station were reportedly selling gasoline when the pump malfunctioned and burst into flames, igniting nearby combustible materials and causing the fire to spread rapidly. In addition to the fuel station, several other properties were affected, including 3 guest houses, 3 storage barns, 3 living quarters, 2 restaurants, 1 ice house, 1 boutique, 1 dwelling house, 1 generator room, and 1 variety store. Several pieces of equipment, vehicles, and boats were also damaged, including 3 engines, 3 dredge pumps, 4 generators, 1 ATV, 3 XR motorcycles, 5 boats equipped with Yamaha engines, 4 trucks, and a pickup truck. At the time of the fire, 28 people were occupying the living quarters and guest houses. They have all been displaced as a result of the blaze. No casualties or injuries have been reported. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
There will be no retraction of the Demerara Harbor Bridge on Saturday, October 12, 2024. Meanwhile, the Burbisford Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 12 hours on Saturday, October 12, 2024, for a period of 1.5 hours.
Minister Ramson blames faulty AC units for delay in sports hall rehabilitation and scores to settle with Guatemala tonight, says Shabazz. These stories and more coming up in this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
I am Bernard, and this is MacCorp Rental. Call me on 622-4037. MacCorp, let's do the work.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all check all them wild meat what them man bringing there before y'all pay for it, yeah? It's supposed to be some guano, deer, turtle, labo.
Hey! You get your commercial wildlife license?
I done catch couple labo. All I gotta catch right now is 2 bush cow and 2 wild hog.
You get your wildlife chopping license? Hello! You got to get your special wildlife license.
If you're a wildlife trapper, vendor, breeder, or collector, ensure you invest in the correct license. Being compliant prevents you from exorbitant fines and allows you to invest with major stakeholders. Persons interested in any form of trade in wildlife should obtain the relevant licensing from the Guyana Wildlife Conservation and Management Commission.
Going on, everything went good? You understand I have to pay 1.5 million in fine.
1.5? Just cause you not a license? What? That's why I should get your license! Why?
Feel Feeling lucky? With Digicel, you could be one of 4 lucky millionaires. That's right, Digicel is giving away millions. Top up with $1,000 or more, and you will be automatically entered into a draw for a chance to win $1 million weekly. Don't wait. Top up today, and you could be one of Digicel's 4 lucky millionaires. Top up now, and who knows, you might just hit the jackpot with Digicel. Digicel, the network for everyone,
Factory and dockyard owners, Sylvie's now has in stock the 5000 PSI North Star Heavy Duty Pressure Washer. It delivers industrial strength cleaning power and durability, blasting through the toughest caked on mud, dirt and debris. Great for prepping concrete surfaces, stripping paint and removing barnacles. Shop now at sylviesonline.com or visit our 31 High and Hatfield Street store. We also deliver. Call or WhatsApp 623-7755 for more info.
I am Bernard, and this is Markup Rental. Call me on 622-4037. Markup, let's do the work.